Travelers on the Omnibus occasionally touches on mature subject matter with mature language. As such, audience discretion is advised. Hello, and welcome to Travelers on the Omnibus, a field trip through nerd and pop culture. My name is James McCarthy. Welcome back to our latest rest stop on Magic the Gathering. I think we're up to Volume 8 by this time. But in this episode, we're going to be talking about Jody's new Hearthull deck. We're going to be talking about the changes in Commander, particularly in the brackets and on the Game Changers list. We're also joined by a special guest, one Ian Herbert, to provide his views and news in the world of Magic the Gathering. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, Tired Past J, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Magic Corner, where we is a magic and there's things. That's me deflating.
That's a very deflated James McCarthy over there.
There you go.
Are you sad about Spider-Man still?
I was never sad about Spider-Man. Again, of the four of us, I had the most positive opinion, which was a negative one. I have now gone to neutral.
Yeah.
It helps that I have the Soul Stone now.
Yeah.
So that does help it.
Yeah. That is a good card, I hear.
No, a friend of the show and friend of us, Jonathan Sheldon, he bought a box of Spider-Man. He bought it for $110.
Good deal.
Yeah.
And in it was a Soul Stone and Gwenom Remorseless.
Definitely made his money.
That was a good box for the man, and I traded away some stuff, and I still need to buy him a Cosmic Spider-Man because he's building a Spiders deck with it. I can't wait to see that work once, and it's going to be great.
He does like slivers.
My other car is a Slivers deck. I mean, it should be a bumper
my
sticker.
spiders and my slivers.
Yeah, there you go.
If they ever build mechs, it's over.
Yeah. Oh. No, he asked me had Transformers happened yet. And I told him there was a Transformers secret layer.
Yeah, there's some secret layer cards.
I would say
other Transformers cards.
Yeah.
So.
Let John know that if he ever wants to play the Gundam card game and has $800 for an intro pack, we could jump into one of those.
Those will eventually drop in price and be available in the United States.
Eventually.
Yeah. We also need to learn Japanese, but that's fine.
No, it's in English.
For legal reasons, I cannot confirm that, so it's only in Japanese.
Sure.
I've seen the cards. I'm just being difficult. Anyway, so I got the Soul Stone. Put that in Terra immediately.
Of course.
There's another card that was added to that. This is the beautiful anime boy Sephiroth, Soldier Legend or Soldier whatever.
Something clone.
No, because once four things around him die, he becomes the one-winged angel, and you get an emblem for that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Everything about that card. I thought that card, I have looked at that card several times because I reserved it at the shop.
Sure.
And I looked at that card like 5 fucking times, and I thought that cost 5 fucking mana.
Yeah. No, it costs 3.
It costs 3,
Yeah.
which means that, and it's 3 strength coming out. So Terra can pull him with her ability, and then pretty much everything else in that deck revives like 3 mana cost or less.
Yeah.
So like Squall can pull him.
Yeah.
Everything's just fucking just out of there. There you go. So Sephiroth immediately entered the deck and has paid dividends already.
Ethan, let Ian talk for a second. He looks like he's chomping at the bit. He wants
Ian
to say
has
something.
some discussions.
We said magic cards. Now he's shrinking. No, don't you shrink away from that fucking microphone.
Basically, the craziest part is that if you think about it, Sephiroth and Commander is so busted for 3 mana because he does Blood Artist and he flips and gives you Emblem that Blood Artist too.
Yes.
And he's also God Eternal Bantu on his backside. He sacrifices any number of creatures to draw you that many cards.
Yes.
But then if you think about him in terms of constructed format play, he is god awful at 3 mana because everything else at 3 mana or 2 mana just beats him out. He's just too slow for it.
Yeah, or like it kills him immediately, like you wait till it comes over to your turn and then you kill it immediately and then just keep your shit going. Yeah. Well, especially with it's still what mono red is it, and I think blue also has gotten some stuff lately, right?
For
in standard.
Standard, it's mono red aggro, and it's still Soul Cauldron.
Yeah.
And then modern, it is either Amulet Titan.
Okay.
Or Quantum Whittler.
Okay, yeah, that Riddler is fucking. I love that card. I want a copy of it because I think that'd be a cool splash in Y'shtola. If I can just get that one out. I'm also thinking about Teferi, Time Raveler. One, because he's not a creature, and I would like to be able to use some more of my creature wipeout to kind of like keep that board clear for her. And eventually I'm getting Aether Flux Reservoir.
There you go.
There we go. Because I just want to do Hatsune Miku laser every fucking time I get 50 life. It's just great.
Do you want Teferi's Ageless Insight in it?
Maybe. I'm definitely thinking about Teferi's Protection for it, but because that's another 3 mana, so that triggers Y'shtola.
Right.
It protects her for life. And again, you should have built up a shitload of like life at that point, so that even if they try to burn, like even after the protection wears off, if they're trying to burn through you, you hopefully have enough time that you can do that. Hopefully. Probably not sometimes, but hopefully.
Yeah, because Teferi's Ageless Insight is really good in that deck, especially with the trigger.
Well, the reason why I want Time Raveler is because as soon as he comes on the board, you hit him, you bump his loyalty by 1, and now I can cast sorceries at instant speed until it wraps around to my turn. And all of you guys, you've got to cast shit at sorcery speed or it don't fucking happen. I mean, it just seems like all around just something you want to do with that deck.
It's really good.
Yeah. Speaking of Magic the Gathering, new deck corner. So
new decks.
I built a new deck.
Hearthull!
I built Hearthull. I was talking to the boys earlier about how you can build that deck. There's 3 different ways you can build that deck. In my personal opinion, you can build it land destruction. That's what Jay's doing.
Yeah, because I hate people.
He hates people. I'm doing the sack lands as fast as possible to drain everybody out.
Turbo sack.
Turbo sack my lands. And there's a third way you can build it, or I guess there's a hybrid way you can build it between the third and the other way I built it, which is artifacts. So, since the commander is an artifact, you could use like voltaic key effects,
like Clock of Omens.
Clock of Omens, 1,000-Year Elixir, things like that, to untap him to be able to like use his ability multiple times. Which would take quite a lot of dedication. You'd have to run, you've already got Scoot Swarms in there. Why not run Ashnod's Altar to pay for the effect? And also I've got the enchantment in there that makes 2/2 robots whenever a land enters. So you just make a bunch of dudes, sack a bunch of dudes, tap and untap. Like Ian said earlier, throw in Mycosynth Lattice and go to town. I could do that as well. I enjoyed it. Deck is like beyond under optimized. Lands
It's still
the lands are garbage. But again, with the commander cost like less than 5, you can kind of get away with it, especially with the mana rocks and land ramp. I mean, they both played against it earlier. It did all right for right out the gate without being any. I just threw cards together.
Landfall is really a hard strategy to pull out a hard stop into.
Yeah.
So it's just like you play a landfall deck. Oh no, I don't have mass land hate.
Yeah,
I'm cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, my version of it is mass land hate. It's like I hate myself and want to die. So let me do that.
Wasteland strip mine.
I think you and I both agree. Lumra
For sure.
Lumra.
Yeah.
Lumra.
I need to find my copy.
So I like looking at like CEDH formats, and there's a Lumra deck that is like starting to circulate. Because with Lumra, a amulet of vigor effect and mirror pool. If you're able to, in some type of way, to like sacrifice your lands like Zern Orb or Sylvan Safekeeper,
right?
Cast Lumra, and when her ETB trigger on the stack, you activate Mirror Pool to have a token copy of Lumra.
So that one happens first. And then still in response to that trigger, you sacrifice all of your lands except for one, so that way Lumra resolves, you mill 4, and then you get all of your lands back untapped. And so the original Lumra trigger is still on the stack. Use Mirror Pool again to make another copy of it, so that way you just mill your entire deck, get all of your lands out into play. And then you're able to like loop that with like the deserts that ping everybody when they enter. It's really fun. It's really fun just watching. That seems ridiculous.
And it's the first food chain deck that doesn't run Squee or Eternal Scourge, because you can also run a Command Beacon, and then you can sacrifice Luma to food chain, which will net enough mana for Luma. And then when you sacrifice Command Beacon, you can put Luma back in your hand. Their ETB effect with Amulet Vigor will bring back Command Beacon. So you can just keep not having to pay command attacks.
Oh, that's
disgusting.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's so many like niche things that are being discovered with Lumra and being able to work with Lumra. It's so fun.
Is that why the card's now $40?
Format All-Star.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
it is absolutely busted.
She was broken with Ice Till Explorer. She's running in one of and like standards and modern now because now I don't know if y'all seen this search of this deck. It's like a mono green land hate deck in constructed formats with Ice Till Explorer because now you're playing a bunch of like land kill cards effects like that, like Ghostly Quarter or like Strip Mine, and then you're playing Lumra as well to bring them all back and then just keep it going.
Do it again.
Yeah, and let me say this: Ice Till Explorer to me, and actually you because you and I are both working on the same time. Ice Till Explorer, I don't care what version of Hearthull you're running, you put him in that deck because being able to play from your graveyard lands that you're going to be sacrificing anyway, is just great. And Ice Till forces you to mill cards, which is putting stuff. Which to me, just the Golgari part of Jund. Like with green and black, you've got ways of pulling shit back from your graveyard to your hand anyway, and might be something you're looking forward to, like that reanimate that comes out of fucking nowhere that gets Lumra or something like that. Yeah, like I think there's a lot of play in there that I think there's a lot of hybrid play between those three archetypes
For sure.
that you can pull from each one. But to me, Ice Till Explorer is a 100% like, and still right now kind of economy though. I think it went over $20 recently, didn't it?
It was a stagnant $17 because Edge of Eternities had a few green cards go up. Like Ouroboros is at 23.
Yeah.
I think last time I saw Ice Till was at 17.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember what else, but those are the two big ones that I know are being played hard right now.
Okay. And I'll just also say it again, especially for CEDH. If you have a card called Gaia's Cradle in your deck, and you can just keep, like bring it in, tap
Amazing
it.
card.
Yeah. But $800 card. Bring it in, tap it, get a bunch of mana, sack it, bring it back in, tap it. Okay. I'm very Brady, what have you been doing in the world of Magic the Gathering recently?
Not much.
Not much. Okay.
Okay.
So John also, in addition to the Spider-Man box, he bought the Jeskai Commander deck for Edge of Eternities, which recently was played here at the shop on Saturday by our friend Austin Cheryl. I have a friend from college called Austin Keating, and I almost fucking called him by that name, which was fucking weird. But and he played it there, and he built that into a proliferate poison deck.
Yeah. Kilo.
Which am I wrong for thinking? Is that weird for Jeskai counter or?
It would be if Kilo didn't have the ability of
I think
proliferate.
Specifically in that deck.
In that deck, it works that way.
normal.
Yeah.
Specifically in that.
outside of that, you wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeskai doesn't really focus much on proliferate from what I've seen.
Yeah, blue is the only part of that really proliferates. White, I think there's a white card that does it, but
Yeah.
You can. I think it would like just be like the blue aspect. For me.
Inexorable Tide and
Inexorable
Yeah.
Tide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because the Bant
Flux
the
Channeler.
Bant deck from Final Fantasy Tidus. Tidus is about proliferating, but it's not for about poison counters. It's more for getting a whole bunch of +1/+1.
Well, yeah, that's used. Typically, that's what proliferate is for +1/+1 counters.
Yeah.
And
I don't like between that and the Atraxa deck. I saw Mary Rose playing.
I hate
a couple weeks
Atraxa
ago.
so much.
Yes.
There's a lot of hate for that card there. I want to talk a little bit about this week they got the Game Changer list. They brought a lot of stuff off the Game Changer list. Is there anything that we agree or disagree with?
I think that both Urza and Keenan should have stayed on the not that they shouldn't have taken them off.
They should stay. They should
have stayed on there.
Deflecting Swatch should have stayed in my opinion.
I don't really care about deflecting SWAT all that much, but
I feel
All the legendary creatures they took off should have stayed on. Well, besides the big mana ones, they finally got past the whole. If it costs big mana, it should do a big mana effect. Yeah. But the legendary creature commanders, the reasoning behind it was horrible. Not all commanders are made the same.
Right.
Some in the command zone are more dangerous than they are in the 99. Like having access to Kinnan constantly is a no-go. Especially
at his cost. Like he's efficient as fuck.
Yeah,
like just to get out.
Your deck can be terrible. You could take a Simic Precon and slap him in as your commander and win a huge amount of your games. Just because it takes no skill to play that card.
Am I wrong for saying this? Like with Kinnan
Basalt Monolith immediately becomes an infinite mana
It
generator?
does.
Yeah,
Yes, it
like
does.
You just auto win with it.
There you go. Okay, so
Like
yeah,
you have Kennen, Basalt Monolith, and Thracios on. You just draw your entire deck.
Dire
You just
deck,
win.
yeah, and then just
You
play
just
it off
win.
from there. Yeah, and then you play Thassa's Oracle, which
Yeah.
to segue into the next part. The two cards they mentioned, are we banned? Like we put it, should we ban Rhystic Study, Thassa's Oracle? I am in the no camp on that because to me, you need a card that teaches you how to play the game. And if you're playing it in lower in the quote unquote lower brackets and the more casual brackets, one, okay, I think we're going a bit too far. Like if you're going to be playing casual, play casual. But if you're going to be playing this thing, learn what it does. I think a lot of people have it's like, do you pay the one? Like, I haven't played enough yet, but that doesn't feel too annoying to me. Has that been like just the notion of is that annoying to you guys? That's
Well,
really
fucking
I mean,
annoying.
I mean,
no. See, okay, no. This is good.
I'm sure it is, but also like the thing is, people just don't deal with it, and they have choices to run removal and get rid of Rhystic Study at some point in the game, but people just let it go unchecked. Like, you have the fish, which is
Mystic
Remora, which is actually way more oppressive early because nobody can pay 4 mana on turn 1 to 3 to deal with that. And of course, it doesn't typically stay around as long as Rhystic Study can.
It eventually, like, you're going to get rid of it, or you're going to like stop.
But
using.
if you think about the game in an analytical way, and you think about it in this way, typically, if someone has like a really great start at the very beginning of the game, turns 1 through 3, their percentage of winning is increased by a large number. So if I'm going first, especially, and I play Mystic Remora, and I pay the 1 for it on my first upkeep, I have a huge advantage of drawing at least 2 to 3 extra cards, which puts me in a larger advantage percentage pool than if I like play Rhystic Study on turn 3.
It forces the other players to either slow their game plan down while you're still accelerating, or benefiting off of everyone else doing their turn 1 or 2 like ramp effects, and you're just you're just outvaluing.
You can play around Rhystic Study. You can't really play around the fish when it comes out that early.
I saw an argument, and to me, this is like what. And to me, the argument is looking at the circumstance and not the overall picture. It's like what you said about Mr. Remora can come out earlier. Technically, Rhystic Study, you could maybe get out a little bit earlier.
You can get out on turn 2.
Yeah. In certain circumstances, maybe even turn 1, but you literally have to draw the nuts and play it out.
You have to mold
way.
your hand specifically.
And someone made the argument that you could play Rhystic Study out of turn 1. And like, yeah, but that is low percentage for even CDH decks. Am I right about that?
Well,
first turn.
No, well, not with your free rocks.
Okay.
Your free rocks.
Never mind. I didn't think
with
of that.
CDH, you always have to throw in there's going to be a ton of like zero.
If you're playing
Chrome, I would think like Chrome Mox.
If you're playing in other colors, you could play Simic Spirit Guide or Elvish Spirit Guide as well.
You also don't see people try to turbo out Rhystic Study in turn 1 because decks that make them much money to turbo out a card like that will try to win on turn 1 and turn 2.
Yeah, most CDH decks are not even playing Rhystic Study.
Cut Rhystic Study for acceleration. Rhystic Study is more of a mid-range game, which is why it seems so oppressive in casual pods because games last that long for Rhystic Study.
It's too good for casual, not good enough for CDH.
Okay, so that to me is
it falls into that category.
That to me is the strongest argument for banning it. I'm of the opinion you change the list so that you don't allow it. Like you made these tiers for a reason. Cut it out of the earlier tiers, like almost entirely. And like not a full on fucking ban.
All you gotta do is make it a game changer.
It is a game changer.
Well, that's what I'm saying because like they re-described what the list actually means now, and like the first 2 categories do not get to run game changers, right?
Yeah.
The previous system, bracket 1, bracket 2 cannot run game changers.
Right.
Bracket 1, you couldn't run any extra turn spells. You can only run a few tutors. Thank God they took away the whole tutor thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And then no 2 turn infinite combos, and the deck has low synergy. Bracket 2 was you can run a extra turn spell if it exiles itself, and you can't chain off with it.
And it's
Right.
what, 3 game changers?
No, bracket 2 cannot run
Bracket
game
3
changer.
is
Bracket
Is where you can get the game
3 is
changer.
where you
Yeah,
do that.
0 to 3.
And what they mostly, I don't think they changed too much with like what is allowed in each bracket. It's more of like clarifying like what their intention
What
is.
the brackets actually mean.
I know
the
they
bracket.
loosened up the tutors where you can use tutors in the lower brackets.
Yeah.
way
and
more.
it's
now.
and it's mostly about like chaining extra turns than just like having cards that do extra turns is what they said.
Yeah, before in your bracket 2, you could have at most 3 non-land tutors.
Okay.
And that's non-basic land tutors, like Expedition map counted. But now they said, the only bad tutors are like Demonic Tutor and Vamp Tutor and stuff. If you pay 4 mana for Diabolic Intent, I mean, that's not...
Diabolic tutor, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's because
Yeah.
you're having to invest so much mana into just doing that. No, yeah, I definitely agree there.
I don't think it should be banned.
Okay,
That's my
I feel the same way about Thassa's Oracle and the fact that it's less so though. Earlier bracket and less experienced people don't understand like Thassa's Oracle coming out and why you just win off of that, because all of a sudden this card comes down. It's like, wait a minute, what the fuck just happened? Because I've seen the classic is Demonic Consultation. I've also seen some that use Leveler, like they play Leveler first, and then
the bad
Thassa's come
decks use
after that.
Leveler.
Some type of way to get rid of your entire library.
I've
And-
seen Leveler also with Demonic Consultation, but that's only if you can't. But at that point, if you built the deck for that, you've got tutors to
The
get
problem-
the other pieces of that.
The Thassa's Oracle, I don't completely understand that one because that's really just like a CEDH card. Like it's not.
You don't see it as common in casual games as much.
I would go far as to say you don't see it in any
I,
type of deck.
like if
except
somebody
for
if I was
CEDH.
playing a game here at the shop and I don't have a CEDH deck,
Right.
so we sat down and we are not playing a CEDH
Right.
game. If somebody throws down a Thassa's Oracle, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck, man? Like this
Right.
is not
Well,
this,
that and also
this is not this type of game.
If they're throwing Thassa's Oracle down, that's where end game's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, at CDH you probably got you've got to be able to build and make sure everybody's in his place where they can't do anything to it. So something
Yeah.
like where they can't cast spells on your turn.
That's
or
a big
something
one.
like that.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then I have Y'shtola. I'm not trying to put Demonic Consultation in.
Sure.
Thassa's. I do have Demonic Consultation and I have Thassa's Oracle on reserve at the shop, which I do want to run something like that, but that's later on down the line. But that being said, when you're playing at that level, no one's trying to win with commander damage. No one's trying to win by, I'm going to knock you out this turn and I'm going
Right.
to knock you out the next turn.
Yeah.
No, it's like I've got the
most
thing,
CEDH games.
most CDH
Sure.
games.
Like if
Yeah.
most CEDH, if you're running red, you're trying to pull something with probably Underworld Breach.
Yeah.
If you're running black and blue, it's Demonic Consultation, Thassa's Oracle. If you're running green, it's Food Chain.
Yeah.
Like I can usually, if I'm watching maybe not around here because I don't know. But when I'm watching a video of people playing CDH, I know, okay, I can tell you a lot of cards that are in their deck. Sometimes it's different.
That's
like
true.
they do
Yeah.
find other loops and stuff like that. And it is mostly about just finding that loop. But they're all gonna have like those cards.
A lot
that
of
I
similar
mentioned
things.
If
You're
they
gonna
if
have,
they're
like-
running those colors. That might not be like the main thing that they're trying to win with, but that is definitely in there because the whole point of CDH is like I need to win as quick as possible. So I need to find
Here's
this
the
loop.
problem. Here's the problem with overly banning cards in a quote unquote eternal format, because that's what Commander is. It's eternal format. We have the whole library outside of the extremely overpowered cards that should be banned. Right. Here's the problem: the slippery slope of banning a card like Thassa's Oracle or Ristic Study, which is even like less, as scary in my personal opinion. You get to a point where you can ban whatever. There's going to be another oppressive card that someone's going to play in replacement that won't be exactly the same, will be as oppressive, if not more oppressive. Because here's the thing: what's the flip side of a Ristic Study? Taxes.
Yeah.
So, what's more annoying to me than Ristic Study is someone playing a turn one Authority of the Councils. to me, that card is more impressive, but I don't think it should be banned. I think it's just as impressive, if not more so, especially early game, the Ristic Study.
Yeah, that card is actually in the original 100 for Y'shtola.
That card is good in a lot of decks.
Yeah.
I don't think the card should be banned because we have a game changers list. I think that's the thing. The whole point of the game changers
Also,
list is that we moved away
I
from
agree with you.
having just ban cards outright. The only time, again, like I was saying earlier, we should ban cards outright is when they are fundamentally flawed. Naughty is an example. Jewel Lotus is an example. Hull Breach is an example.
Right.
Flash is an example.
Right.
Those cards are just fundamentally flawed, and they just break the rules of the game of Magic to a point it's unfair.
Ian, real quick, Dockside Extortionist. What that particular banning? What was your thought on that?
I think it needed to happen. It was supposed to be a comeback mechanic in quotation marks, is why the Real Dream made the card, right? But the problem is it just made the person who's winning win faster and win harder because you have to play Mana Rocks, especially if you're talking about CDH, right? In particular, you play Mana Rocks because you went out fast, and someone calls Dockside. Oh, well, they're winning the game that turn.
It goes immediately flips from a catch up mechanic into a
I win now.
oppressive.
Yeah, I win now.
I win immediately right now.
And then I would also
situation.
Brady.
No. I was
Okay,
just
okay.
agreeing. Yeah.
Okay, so, and also like to me, it also then pushes back like what you would play because if somebody has because you look at the commander and see okay this is their color. If they've got red, they may have or likely
They will be playing
they will be
Dockside.
Dockside. So
Yeah.
you're going to put those Mana Rocks out slower, which has the counterintuitive approach of slowing the game down. And so no, I could see that. Okay, all right, cool. Wait, I think Biorhythm should be unbanned.
Biorhythm should be unbanned. Also, just like one more tip on the Dockside bit. Dockside was such a powerful card that when it got banned, a lot of CDH decks fell out of favor.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them
It
got
killed
pushed
decks.
out.
It killed decks.
Yeah.
And also a lot of artifact decks we played again, like Shorakai for CDH. Him as a control deck will be played again because you could play Shorakai in your Mana Vault keys and stuff. It was healthier for the CDH format.
Yeah, for sure.
That's good.
Corvold used to be the absolute top-notch deck you could play because of the
Dockside
because
interaction.
of Dockside, sacrificing treasures, drawing cards,
Sacking the Dockside,
Sacking
reanimating the
Dockside
Dockside.
loops. Once
I can
once-
see that.
Once
Jesus
Dockside
fucking
fell
Christ.
out of favor,
Corvold stopped being the
entire
top
thing just
Jund commander
died.
after Dockside was
Yeah.
banned.
Yeah.
Jund isn't even good anymore because Corvold's gone.
Yeah.
Like it took like Jund's place was Food Chain Italy.
Right.
Food Chain Italy took
Yeah,
the base of
I
that
could see
Food
that.
Chain commander spot.
Yeah.
And that deck actually is the funnest CDH deck you will ever play.
It seems like a fun time.
I've seen so many people go turn one wins off of Atali. It is so fun to watch.
I won on turn 3 and it wasn't even my Atali. I heat shimmered that motherfucker.
Yeah, it's so fun.
and then copied
Like,
it
the
4 times on the same turn.
The entire deck is Atali, Food Chain,
Big dudes.
Squee,
Yeah.
and then everything else is lands in copy effects. That's it.
When I was in Atlanta, I was playing some CDH games with Helga, and if you haven't played against Helga, it's like 60 creatures. And it was so funny watching someone else basically play my deck because they hit all of my value creatures, and they kept hitting my clones to copy Atali, or they kept hitting True Lane to put more lanes into play, or my Haste Outlet and my Mana Dorks. It went off of my own deck.
Yep.
Last thing on the commander stuff.
Yeah.
The possibility of opening up a new bracket either between 2 and 3 and 3 and 4. What's your opinions on that?
I think we're good at where we're
I
at.
think we're good where we're at.
I think they did a good job because, clarifying the differences between some of the brackets. Because to me, 4 and 5, I had.
There was
hard
almost
time
no discernment between 4 and 5.
grasping, and they finally were like, okay, 4 is very different, it's similar to 5, but it's you're chasing the meta game.
4
of
is like
CDH.
well tuned. You're running like all the fetch lands and shit like that.
It's pretty close to
highly
CDH,
optimized.
but you're not like just doing. It's basically like you can. It's close to CDH, but you're still like, but you're not just like, okay, 90% of this deck is the exact same as anything else that would be in these colors,
Right.
Because I have to get to my stuff. I need these things, these loops to win. I need to get to these loops as fast as possible,
Right.
So it's got to have all of these mana rocks. If I'm playing red, it needs to have these cards, you know. So, but it's less of that, but you can still be extremely optimized. So I like how they explained stuff a little bit more. So I think they've done a good job.
Yeah, I think
so
by
far.
breaking down a better description of what the bracket system actually is was like the best thing they've done with it so far.
Yeah.
Because like they said, when they came out with it earlier this year, they're like, this is just a prototype kind of thing or whatever, and they were right.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were like, I have no fucking clue, and there was at one point where people were just like not even caring. It went the opposite direction. Nobody cares anymore.
Yeah.
You sit down at a table of random people during the tournament for Friday nights, and nobody would fucking say what they're playing or anything. Just pull out whatever the best deck they had.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was one other thing that they discussed with the possible Magic changes is the possibility of using hybrid. Mana
Fuck
cards.
that.
Yeah.
That shit can die on a fucking
Yeah.
hill.
If it's got 2 mana symbols, it's 2 mana symbols.
Yeah.
I don't care if it splits one circle.
They were talking about that shit before Wizards was even close to being able to like have control over because the rules committee was running things at that point, and they were talking about that shit like 10 fucking years ago, wanting to allow hybrid shit into
Manamorphose. It is a sorcery that is 1 and a hybrid of red or green. They're talking about either Manamorphose being in a red-green deck or a mono-red or mono-green deck.
Yeah, fuck that. That card is both red and green. That's it.
Manamorphose would fuck up some Izzet decks.
The Storm would get out of hand with that one card being allowed to be played in that. And it's like, well, that's also a slippery slope. At that point, okay, so it's hybrid. Okay, well, this Gruul commander that's both red and green, I mean, that's his cost. So why can't I just put it in a mono green deck? Like there's got to be a stopping point for this shit.
And then you have like all those like what's the blue-green hybrid guy who gives like all your blue creatures +1/+1, all your green creatures +1/+1.
Yeah.
Oh, like the lieges?
The lieges are stupid because imagine the lieges in the Simic one in mono blue deck where you just have a Seaborn Muse in mono blue.
They're hybrid card. They're hybrid Anthem creatures that
Oh my god, that would be fucking disgusting.
They have these
you
hybrid
counter everything. You bounce everything
Mirkwood
back.
Liege or something like that.
Yeah. There's hybrid.
It taps all your mono blue creatures, like all your blue green creatures on each
That's a
other, so it
Simic
taps that.
one. There's a Simic. There's one for every color pair, Shadowmoor and Lorwyn. And there's one for every color pair, and it would actually crack it. There's like a black-white one that would be really great in mono-white life gain. Because if you got if you gain 25 life or whatever, like it's got lifelink and +4/+4 and all these other stats.
My favorite one is a Guttural Response.
Guttural Response.
1 in a hybrid red-green counter target blue instant. It's so funny.
How about the fucking I can't remember the full name of the card, but the broom. It's a shared white and a black. Prevent all combat.
Kitchen Finks.
No. Prevent all combat damage if you paid white. If you paid black, they lose a life for every creature that's attacking you. So putting that in either a mono white or a mono black deck would also be cracked.
Yeah.
So no, they shouldn't fucking make the hybrid mana cards be able to be put in mono decks.
And Beseech the Queen would be able to go into any deck.
Because it's colorless hybrid.
It's colorless. So would the Scarecrow King.
Yeah.
The Reaper King.
The Reaper King could just go in.
Don't you mean Dwight Schrute, fucking Scarecrow motherfucker?
We don't have time to talk about Secret Layers right now.
No, we don't.
We gotta end this show at some point.
Okay, so last thing in the corner, and then we'll probably head out after that.
Oh, I will say I don't give a shit about any of that.
I need you to sip some tea right now. I don't care.
It would eventually warp even the casualist of casual games. For you.
I would agree with that. Yeah, just the examples.
There's a hybrid
Seedborn Muse in blue.
There's a hybrid blue-black card that costs 1 hybrid blue or black that mills somebody for 8 cards, and you can tap 2 creatures to copy the spell. You can mill somebody for 16 cards for 2 mana in mono blue or mono black if that rule wasn't applied.
Because in my brain, mono black, like if you really wanted to be oppressive, and then like Turgridge fucking shows up, or just mill 16 cards and then play Rise of the Dark Realms,
and
then just take all of those for yourself. That's
Not to mention the guild mages from original Ravnica.
So let's talk about something that's non-oppressive, and that is friendly communal events that spur off out of fucking nowhere. So the shop had some Final Fantasy packs that were on the wall for a bit, and they were $10 a piece because you could charge that right now, and that's
fair.
And
I wasn't here for any.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
This shit went wild in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. So it's like, I bought a pack, and our friend Roger bought a pack, and then it's like, fuck it, let's do it again. And so I bought a pack, and Roger bought a pack, and it's like, hey, I want to get on this.
Yeah, I was the first one to jump in on it.
So then Jody bought a pack, and Roger bought a pack. And then it was Seafoam, and then you and Roger and Austin all bought a pack.
Yeah.
And so they opened theirs together. And then finally we had just enough left with everybody was left. So myself, Ian, Jody, Roger, Seafoam, Austin. Was anybody else? Am I missing anybody? Aaron. We all bought a pack, and I came over there. We need to do this like Knights of the Round.
Yeah.
So I put my pack in, then we all like circled around. Then good luck. Yeah. And somebody got Ader and pre-win, and that was the best thing. But it was the communal spirit of wasting money.
It was a fun time of wasting money.
It was great.
Capitalism has been commenced.
Capitalism was achieved in all forms and ways.
I bought 2 packs. It was me buying the second pack where everyone decided we should all do this.
We should all just fucking do it, and it happened. It was great. So it was good. And 2 gold bezes happened. One was already in the playable commons and uncommons, and I got that one. And that man over there, that's how it ended. He had the playable.
They went from 18 packs to 0 packs in 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes. So Cameron, you're welcome.
As it should.
Yeah. I was like, the store made $200 at close.
Yeah.
It was at close.
Makes sense.
That concludes Magic Corner, past J or future J or wherever I am. Take it away from here.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with the rest stop this week. Our thanks to our friend Ian Herbert for providing some good commentary along the way. We'd like to thank MacNarb Gaming for our wonderful recording space. Ladies and gentlemen, come to MacNarb Gaming. It's got a lot of good stuff. We got Magic, we got Pokemon, we've got D&D. D nights, in fact, are always every Wednesday. If there isn't an open group, come bring your group and we can maybe start one up. How about that? Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to leave feedback on this or any of our past episodes, travelersontheomnibus at gmail.com. Again, that is travelers, 1L, on the omnibus at gmail.com. Also, take part of any of our polls or leave a comment if you are listening to us on Spotify. Finally, if you'd like to share this episode with friends who you think might enjoy our content, we are available on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, YouTube Music through our YouTube channel, Travelers on the Omnibus, and iHeartRadio. After that, the bus is leaving the rest stop, and we are moseying on. So for Travelers on the Omnibus, I'm James McCarthy. Thanks for stopping by and enjoying the ride, guys. Have a good one.